Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sharon Dari, and on today's video we'll be talking about the school hostels in Kwara State University.
2,000 years later.
In Kwara State University, school hostels are compulsory for both 100 level and final year students. So if you're 100 level, you're just coming in, and your final year, you're going out of school. School hostels are actually very compulsory. So what are the school hostels like? What would you be expecting if you're actually applying to go to a school hostel, and which school hostel should you stay in? Because I stayed in a school hostel, and guys, the experience was not funny. So the school hostels are divided into two. There's the school hostel inside the school and school hostels that are outside the school. So the ones on campus and off campus. When the school hostels are uploaded on the portal, you would see on campus and off campus. When I was about to pick my school hostel, I saw on campus on my portal. It was there, but in my mind, I went decide I don't stay on campus. Seriously, from the beginning of the story of the thing that I got admission, I knew in my heart of hearts that I did not want to stay on campus. But I told my parents that there was no school hostel on campus on my portal. Okay, thing is, after that day that I saw it, I did not see it again, because obviously people rush school hostels inside the school. The thing about the school hostels inside the school is that you don't pay transport to school, because obviously you're living inside the school, so you can walk. So the money that they will give you for transport, you can spend it, you can use to buy that clothes that you want to wear. So yeah, one advantage of school hostels inside the school is that you don't pay transport, because you can actually go everywhere inside the school. Like my cousin stayed inside the school hostels, and she actually enjoys staying. She stayed there at 100 level. Sister stayed there at 200 level. Why don't you want to live inside the school? She was like, okay, because you don't pay transport to school, and in her department they have lectures every day from 8 to 6 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, you would actually want to stay close to the school, because instead of paying transport, so he paid her to stay inside the school. You guys grab. So it depends on your department. My own department, we can ask anywhere. I'm a public health student, and we don't, our timetables are very flexible. It was okay for me. I stayed off campus. Yeah, so the thing about the school hostels inside the school is there's light, there's water, there's network, and I heard something about Wi-Fi too. And yeah, the school Wi-Fi, there's Wi-Fi inside the school, so you have access to Wi-Fi if you're staying inside the school. But another thing is the school, I told you guys that Kwara State University is divided into three main parts. The school gate, Safari, then Western. So the road to the school is in the middle of Safari and Western. Then there's the school gate. So yeah, and you have to drive into the school. So if you're staying inside the school, they actually feel very lazy. Like my cousin doesn't like coming to the market, and you hardly get everything you need to buy in the school hostel, because they don't sell stuff inside the school unless on, like, especially on weekends, unless you go to stomach here, you actually just buy, like, when I mean stuff, I mean pepper and the likes. You have to go to the market, and you have to leave school, take transport, go to the market. It's actually very hectic, and getting transportation from inside the school to outside the school to the market is not always easy for them. I have friends that stay in Ojolakwe, that was in my 100 level, that going to the market was very hectic, because during the afternoons you hardly find vehicles that are going, or keke, or yeah, even bikes don't really go down there unless you are lucky to that will go down to that side. Ojolakwe is outside the school, but it's very close to the school gates, so that will go down there to be bringing people, so they have to actually walk to the market. Yeah, is the school gate, that the main school gate closes around 7. It was actually 8 before, but recently it's 7 o'clock. But the hostels inside the school, they close, like your own hostel, they close around 9-10 o'clock. But the thing is, since the school gate is closing around 7 o'clock, you know that you're not going anywhere after 7 o'clock. Like, you're not leaving the school after 7 o'clock, because they have locked the gate. So let's just say that they close the school gate around 7. So you know that whatever you want to buy, you have to buy before 7 o'clock. Enter inside your hostel. If not, you'll be locked out. And most of the school hostels are like a room self-con. You guys will be 4 in a room. Yes, you guys will be 4 in a room. There are bunk beds, 2 on each bunk. Then there's your toilet and your bedroom inside the room for some of the school hostels. Then I heard that some of the hostels are actually different. And one of the things that actually made me have issue when I was picking my school hostel, because there was network issue that day, but I still insisted I was going to pay that day. You see, that was where the problem came. So when I was trying to pay, other people were trying to pay too, obviously. And two people more paid for that same hostel together with me. That time the porter was having issues, and they told us that the porter was that we should calm down. But trying to get a hostel because I didn't know which other accommodation I would get. So when I got to school, because if you get to school before you can stay in your school hostel, you have to go and do your hostel clearance. Now I took time again because when I went back to, I told you when I got to school I knew somebody. I was staying with Lovett, so I was just chilling. By the time I now got there, and after somebody was staying in my space, obviously one of the people that we paid together had already moved into the place, but I think her own hostel was already changed. We all the matrons already knew I was coming, going, coming, going, coming. I had to just sort out that issue because where would I stay? Some of the school hostels, like, it's not that anything was wrong with them. People that stayed there damaged the hostels. Some female hostels, you hear some people threw sanitary pads inside the toilets. So all those things damage the toilet system. So people were just doing a lot of things. Now when new people just come in, they will just find out that toilets are bad, things like that. So yeah, but the school actually maintains those hostels, like they do, because when I left my hostel, they still renovated the hostel for the new people that came in. One of the advantages of I said I actually enjoyed about it, I got to meet people. When I started my business, I had people that, okay, we stay together, because people that are actually doing business in Malete, they actually go around the school hostels because that's where population of people are. You get to meet people. I would say was the advantage of me staying in the schools. I got to meet a lot of people, and most of the people in my department that, like, I had like solid friends that I have in my department. I met them in my school hostel, some of them other places, but the ones that we gathered there till now, I met them in my school. So you just get to meet people, you get to meet people of different friends, and I feel like the whole thing is just about exploring. I feel like the school did. Some people do have problem with school hostel, right? But I feel like the school did a good thing. They just meet, like, merging people from different places together. Like, you guys just get to know each other. You get to say, this guy is like this one is like this. You just get to experience what it's like to just meet different people. And I feel like it's actually a good thing. Do you understand? So yeah, my school was still outside the school. We had water issues. I told you guys that water and lights actually an issue in Malete. Another thing is, if you don't get school hostel, you won't get your matric number early. Like, if you want to do exemption, because exemption is after all the school hostels in the school have been filled up, and everybody that took school hostel, their all the things they're supposed to do is already complete, so they get their matric number on matric day or before even matric day. But you that are doing exemption, if your exemption is not approved, you don't get your matric number. And if you don't get your matric number, you're obviously not a student. So that year when I got to school, some people that actually did exemption had to get school hostel because they did not have matric number. Getting the school hostel is actually a very, very safe way. You just have to just cope that month staying with different people. There are school hostels inside the school that actually accommodate two in a room. If you're lucky enough and you get those ones. I mean, the school hostels are fine, but the one I stayed in, we had we had issues because the pumping machine spoiled, so there was no means of pumping water. The school came and they repaired the pumping machine. This pumping machine still got bad, so that was actually the reason we had water issues. You get, it's not like there was no water. There was actually water in the hostel, but the pumping machine kept on getting bad and the school kept on changing it. I don't know, maybe it's all these things, all these, I don't know, people that worked on it and stuff like that. And there was actually light. Then sometimes they actually turn on the gen 2 on, like, in the school hostel. Some school hostels have solar, yeah. Then they'll turn on the gen. Some people plug iron, some people, those kind of things. So the matrons, were not even motivated to even on the generator again. They just left us. Yeah, stay there, because since people don't want to come down, like, I wonder why they will tell you guys don't put iron, because school hostels, iron, you're not allowed to bring any electrical appliance to the school hostel. So it's always very, very funny when they turn on generator and somebody plugs something, like, guy, who plugged it? And they start looking for who plugged it. and you might not actually find the person because maybe the roommates too will cover up for the person. And school hostels inside the school, the difficulty they have is when they want to buy things, and people that sell things in Maliti at Tarmac. Tarmac is the roundabout. At night it's actually very live. People that sell come out, so they actually have issues because people that sell things at Tarmac will start selling maybe around 6:30, 7 o'clock. That's when they'll be opening. And if you want to buy things like shawarma, meat pie, burger, chicken and chips, the likes, they'll probably just be opening, setting up, and school starts closing around, the school gate is closing around 7 before they'll try to beat like the time to get it into the school would have already closed. So if you're staying inside the school, you actually have to make sure you have your things before 7 o'clock, 7:30, because that's when they'll be closing the school gate. So one thing I actually learned in the end is that there was really nothing wrong with the school hostel. I feel like it was just circumstances that surrounded my coming, and the way that the best spaces had issue, and the whole stress I went through. And at some point my friends and I were just there, but I had friends that stayed in the school hostel throughout the session. You get, it's not really that bad. You just have to understand that you're staying with different people, right? You're not just staying in your house. You guys are much. You guys are staying in a particular place. If it's fresh water, you guys are fetching water together. You guys are plenty in the hostel, and you know that you're meeting different people from different backgrounds, different homes. Some people are not as organized as you are. Some people are not as clean as you are. Some people don't know how to talk. You know, you're just meeting different people from different backgrounds, different circumstances surrounding them, and they're just coming to one place. So you just have to be patient and understanding. You get, especially the fact that okay, some people, it's your choice whether you want to cook or not, because in the school hostels you use stove. Gas is not allowed in the school hostel. Yeah, so that one too. And you know that you guys be using one kitchen, so yeah, you just have to be very very patient, and things will actually work out very very fine. I paid 50,000 for my school hostel outside the school, but the school hostel inside the school, I think they're about 70k. Yeah, I think they're about 70k, and they're actually very okay. Like my cousin now, there's nothing you do to convince her that school stay is not nice. Like school stay inside the school is not nice. But me that have not stayed there, I feel like it's because I've stayed there before. Like she has stayed there before, so she knows what is nice. Because people that stay inside the school, like my guy, people in my department that stayed inside the school hostel, like for long, they'll be like, staying inside the school hostel is nice inside the school. Well, me, I don't understand. Seriously, I don't understand it. Because even after I left the school hostel to where I was staying, there are certain times where there'll be water issues. Because even hostels that they're paying so much money in Malete, there are certain times when there will not be water, and like dry seasons there will really not be water, and there will not be water everywhere. Well, yeah, you have gen to pump water. It's the same thing. Do you understand? Because even my school hostel, when we had water issues, the school was bringing for us water. I think I mentioned it earlier. So yeah, it's just I just need to learn to be patient. You know that you guys will be using your things together, toilet and bathroom. You guys be in the same room, so you just need to learn to be patient. Because there are things you just need to learn to overlook to live with people. You know, it's not everything that you react. But other than that, it's fine. Like there's always things happen. You know, the school hostel is like all about like just staying in one place like that. And it's a university setting, not like secondary school that they're limiting your kidney. Apart from the like times that you go out and like in the night and when they close the gates. But you know that things that are happening. You hear this one boyfriend that did this one that is crying because of this one, like there's always gist in the school hostel. You guys get it? So yeah, it's actually one thing you be hearing this one, this one that. So like, but if you fight in the school, they'll chase you away. You go more, but there are things that are just the life is just nice. You get, other than the whole thing. I don't know that my cousin actually like the schools that you feel like, oh, they're not using gas, they're not using this. Even if you're staying with your neighbors, at times you guys will have issues or something like that. But other than that, the school is actually fine. It's okay. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll be glad to see you in my next video.